What if I told you we were lied to about why Shams became CEO of Arrowhead? In fact, what if I told you that the purchase of, or the Tencent purchase into Arrowhead drastically changed up Arrowhead? Because I decided to look into this rabbit hole, and what I found shocked me, appalled me, and most of all horrified me that there might not be any hope for Helldivers 2. But let me start with the beginning. I typed in just these three words: Arrowhead Studios Tencent. Those three keywords brought up 3 pages. And if you look, all the articles are the same. Tencent made a purchase into Helldivers 2 or Arrowhead. Just 16%. Yet, it's very odd how GameSpot, IGN, all these game outlets, or the major gaming outlets, didn't report on this. It gets worse though, because when you actually look into the articles published June 6, 2025, you make the assumption, if you just read the article or the title and then the date, and not really went into the article to read it, you would assume that Tencent made their purchase in 2025. Except they didn't. It was July 2024. All right. This is where we're getting to the first. This is the conspiracy point theory, where I'm at the point in the video where people will sit there and say, well, this is just conspiracy. It's just coincidence that a month after Shams becomes the new CEO, Arrowhead gets $83 million from Tencent. Yeah, that's just a coincidence, right? And also, it's just a coincidence that they're reporting about it now, 11 months later. And you know, these journalists that actually did report on it, they just got this information beforehand. It's not like this information was already existent and holy shit, would you look at this? Vice General Manager of Tencent joined Arrowhead Games Board of Directors last year. April 13th, 2025? Well, that's before this article came out. It's almost as if this information was there. Like if you actually searched for it, if you actually looked for it, it was there. It's almost as if these game journalists don't care to look on it. They just barely report the bare minimum because they have to. Wow. And if you actually look, this board of directors joined, September 2024. So they've been on for quite a while. So they were there for the September patch, the October patch. 60-day patch. That's it. It's over. And literally right after they buffed right after the 60-day buff patch, they started nerfing things again. But no, the Tencent purchase didn't affect Arrowhead at all. It's just a coincidence that the CEO stepped down, become CCO, while this guy Shams became CEO. It's because he was his friend. That's what I thought at first, except I found this article. No cults, no politics, no ghouls. How China censors the video game world. And would you look at that? This is actually a phenomenal read. I'm going to post this in the description. But what I found super interesting was who they're interviewing. Shams Georgiani. You have links to to Tencent. You were already affiliated with Tencent during your days of Paradox. There's the link. Oh, please call me a conspiracy theorist now that this man who already has ties to Tencent becomes the CEO 1 month prior to Tencent spending $83 million into the game. Yeah, okay. And you can't sit there and tell me they didn't change things up, because they have. Because, again, you know what game that Shams was working on with Paradox? Stellaris. It's even in the article. From our perspective, Stellaris. Look at Stellaris' pricing model. Over $300. Oh, and that's not even for everything. Doesn't that look familiar, Helldivers? And just to put a cherry on top, Helldivers 2 Discord quietly banned a Tiananmen Square tank meme. They're already bending the knee for their fucking Chinese overlords. They're already silencing players from protesting the purchase of their Chinese overlords. You're really going to sit there and tell me this company isn't going to invest in bots to harass people, to harass any form of criticism, to essentially crush criticism, to sit there and dox people who want to basically call the devs out and say, play your own fucking game and I'll donate to charity. So, yeah. I just wanted to make this video real quick because when I started looking into this, a lot of dots started connecting and it just blew my fucking mind, especially after reading this article. It really goes into how essentially China, it has been silencing the gaming world through purchasing exactly what they did with Arrowhead. By making giant purchases and putting their own people on the board and making people that they like the CEO, who are going to bend the knee to them, who are going to silence their own fucking fans, the people who are actually continuously funding the game to bend the knee. So yes, don't sit there and tell me Arrowhead ever is your friend or anything like that. They do not care because Tencent has their inside man now controlling everything. And essentially, you know what's going to happen is Tencent is just going to buy more and more shares until eventually Arrowhead is just part of China. And that's, I mean, kind of is already looking like that as is, but I digress. I just wanted you guys to sit there and let you know about this because I know I had people in my comment section telling me about this, and I am sorry I haven't looked into it sooner. I've been busy with life, but you know what? I'm glad I did. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. And you know what? I strongly encourage you to read this article and look into this yourself. So you could sit there and see that, wow, maybe Arrowhead has always been trying to screw us over. But with that, I'm going to say have a great day and wish you all the best.